When flooding hit Chicago and several surrounding suburbs this summer, the Red Cross was there, working with community partners to help residents in some of the hardest hit areas, including in the town of Cicero, where they handed out more than 1,000 containers of cleaning and hygiene products. But as we all know, severe weather can threaten at a moment's notice, and the cost of disasters is only increasing.
It was so fast.
It really happened in 15 seconds, kind of out of nowhere.
It's dark. These will be rain-wrapped rotating storms, so if you get a tornado, you will not be able to see it.
Out of every state in the country so far, Illinois has had 135 confirmed tornadoes.
That is the most out of any state, even more than Oklahoma and Texas and Nebraska.
But tornadoes weren't the only severe weather event we saw here.
An outbreak in late March, additional tornadoes and flash flooding like we haven't seen in years during the month of July.
Summer floods left streets and basements underwater on Chicago's south and west sides and across the south suburbs.
And completely wiped out everything. All I seen was a high amount of dirty water, and I just seen things floating and just sailing around the basement.
And then we all remember the smoke coming in from Canada. Some of the worst air quality in the entire world was occurring right here in our area.
Already this year, there have been $23 billion disasters in the U.S., according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. That's compared to 18 last year, a cost that will continue to go up as we see more extreme events.
We're not necessarily seeing more hurricanes or more tornado outbreaks, but hurricanes that are occurring and impacting the Gulf Coast or the Atlantic, and severe weather events that are happening, they are just much more extreme.
From the tornadoes to hurricanes and wildfires, Red Cross volunteers are now responding to nearly twice as many large disasters as they did a decade ago, providing housing, food, and cleanup supplies in the aftermath of the disaster.
So the disasters that we're seeing are more complex in nature. Many of the areas that are impacted are being impacted time and time again. So we are adapting to that by increasing our readiness levels, by recruiting more volunteers.
The need is endless for sure. Joining us now here live in our CBS 2 studios, Mark Thomas, the interim CEO with the Red Cross Illinois region. Good morning. Mark, thanks for being with us.
Good morning. It's a pleasure for me to be here, and we are so excited to join with you folks on the 12th annual Day of Giving.
I'm glad to have you.
Mark, I want to ask you, for anyone watching right now, what is the single most important message you have to our viewers about why it is important to donate to the Red Cross today?
I would say that the biggest thing is that, there's always people in need, and your generous donations from your viewers can really help the American Red Cross service people who are just in trouble. So whether that's a person who's homeless due to a fire or a flood or a disaster, or a person that needs some life-saving blood, people can donate blood, and that'll help them save a life. We also help the military families reconnect with one another, people coming back. So there's just so many ways, but just today is a day of giving, right? It's a day of being happy. We're celebrating the Bears win, and we really want the viewers to just support the American Red Cross and all the things that we do.
And Mark, we don't get to do that often, so every little bit helps. If the Bears win, we'll take that. And unfortunately, we cover a lot of bad news in our business.
Every day.
And when there are these disasters, the Red Cross is one of the first people on the scene after first responders. But what if folks are not able to make a financial donation? What other ways can they give to help the Red Cross?
There are just so many ways. People can just sign up and donate. They can go to our Red Cross website and donate to be a volunteer. You can volunteer at one of our Red Cross sites, or you can help us volunteer all over the country. Of course, you can donate blood. Anyone 17 and older can donate blood, and we need blood each and every day. And of course, the monetary donations help us also. But even students, we have Red Cross clubs in some of our high schools and some of our colleges. Just many ways that people can help and support the American Red Cross.
Mark,
I'm sorry. If people wonder where their dollars are going, or specifically how they might be used, for instance, $50, I understand, will help help actually feed and shelter somebody for an entire day. So give one example of like what a $10 donation could do.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, there's no donation that is too small. $5 or $10 can surely help us with a blanket. You know, these are cold days, and just helping people stay warm in this cold weather as they're displaced due to some kind of a disaster.
Okay.
Mark Thomas, the interim CEO with the Illinois region of the Red Cross, thank you for being with us. And always, your treasure, of course, but your time and your talent is welcome. Right now, let's send it back to the studio and check in with Ed Curran in our frigid First Alert forecast. Ed.
Yeah.